All right, guys. What's going on? It's Monday, start of a new week. Down about 500 today, but today was a crazy day. Just in terms of the fact that I pretty much held my positions, pretty much all of my positions I held for pretty much the entire day. I kind of was trying that out, but so I'll go through the trades and it'll make more sense. But the reason that I'm titled this video, but I feel good, is because I don't know. I guess it's for a couple of reasons. First off, I think that I traded actually okay today, despite the fact that I'm down 500. I feel like I traded okay because the stocks that I traded really were not moving on the day, and if they were moving, they were going down, and so I'll show you. But just for whatever reason, I feel good. Tomorrow is 420, which people are speculating that will be a news catalyst for maybe GameStop, maybe Dogecoin. You can see here I'm actually still holding a position in GameStop, 75 shares on this. My average is 167.50, and this was a trade that I was actually up on quite a bit and didn't take any profit on it. And it came all the way back down, and now I'm red on it. So that's part of the reason I feel good too, is I had this trade and I really was trying to hit a home run with this trade, and that's why I didn't take profit on it. And anyway, so let's get into that. My first trade was actually, I think eBet was the first entry I had, and this setup was really just for the dead cat bounce on this. This was one that I got smoked on last Friday. And today, and then on this day, today I tried it, and I bought up here at 24.32, just 50 shares, so pretty small position. It came down, popped all the way back up. I was actually up on this position at most like $50 at this top wick. It just flashed up there for a second, came right back down, and I stopped out as it broke through 20. So I gave this one a lot of room. And just eventually stopped out on those 50 shares, but $220 loss right there. So, this was not a great one to trade. Definitely should have stopped out earlier on it. But, yeah, so that was a mistake. But, let's move on from that. So $220 loss there. I really was giving my trades a lot of room today. GameStop was the next one I traded. Take a look at this, guys. I was up on this one nicely, up as it came up here to 175. I was up about over $500, I think, as it came up here. So I bought this dip here, 167.65. I bought right here as it was coming into the support. I was up on it, down on it, and then I added right here as it was looking like it was, nice V-shaped recovery here. Sure enough, it came up and then squeezed up to 175. I was really looking for, 180 and a real higher high to be put in above the high in the pre-market, but we didn't get that. And just considering the fact that it was gapping up, and the candle had a wick to the downside, and as it was coming up here, the candle was flipping green, and I really wanted to see that bullish shooting star candle start to form, and that was kind of my bias on it. And then when that didn't pan out, it didn't pan out, and I was down all the way down here at 162.48. I was down on the position, over $300 from having been up on it 500. So I made a conscious decision not to take profit on it when I kind of knew that I should have. But with the catalyst of 420 coming up, with the fact that there's still a bunch of shorts in this and it's gapping up, I really kind of gave it more room than I should have. It still looks like it's curling up a little bit here, especially you can see it on the 5-minute, and then as you zoom out even more, on the hourly. So, I'm thinking about holding this position into tomorrow, which would do a couple of things. One, it would allow me to have shares going into the 420, which is expected to be a catalyst, but it may be buy the rumor, sell the news. And if that's the case, then it could go down tomorrow, and it could go down a lot tomorrow. It's definitely would be a risky thing to do. I'm leaning towards not doing it, but we'll see. I may sell out of this position, or I could hold just a piece of this position. Anyway, so, with that potential catalyst coming, could be worth holding it is the only thing. And then the setup on it actually looks okay. It just needs to get over this 200 moving average, and it needs to break to the high side for sure, because if it fails here anytime soon, then that won't be good. You definitely wouldn't want to see it below 150. But anyway, so that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, is that I may be interested in holding this position overnight, but I'm not sure on it. So anyway, so let's continue here. So yeah, bummer. I was up on that position, and then was really trying to get it up through 180. Didn't work out, so didn't work out. Plug was my next trade. Man, I don't know what draws me to this stock every time, but you look at it here, and it's disgraceful. The fact that I just didn't cut this position. It's an obvious stop below 2618. But to be honest with you, I actually was in these multiple trades at once. I was in eBet, I was in GameStop, and this one at the same time. And I'll be fully honest with you, I forgot that I was in this position for 300 shares. I should have just had a hard stop here at 18 anyway, but I didn't. And as it came down through here, I didn't even notice. I didn't check. I wasn't watching the stock. I was watching something else, GameStop or eBet or something else. But I wasn't watching this one. And all of a sudden, it was down here, and I was down like $180 on it. Came all the way down here, and finally I pulled the trigger on an ad here, which lowered my cost basis down to $25.59. And I thought, oh wow, that's not a bad cost basis. It really just needs to go up 30 cents, and I'll be actually break even on this position. And down here at these lows, it's down like 500 on these 300 shares. So I was like, well, this is pretty good. I just lowered my cost basis pretty considerably. It chopped around, came all the way down to $25 here, and it really never got to here. It popped to $25.54, 5 cents away from my break even. Didn't hit it, so I held this position. I was very patient on it, and as it was finally coming up here, I took 700 off. So I had a 1,300 share position. I took over half of that off at break even at 59, which was good. I could have waited, as it was now looking like it was curling up. Could have waited for it to touch VWAP there a little higher, but I was like, no, I've been very patient on this. I need to take some off here. So I took over half the position off there, which was smart. But then it just came right back down, and guys, look at how unlucky this is. And this is another reason why I, actually feel kind of, good today, is like, okay, I cut this position, my last 600 shares here, as I thought. I was pretty sure it was going to break to new lows. The market was looking pretty weak. It tried to test VWAP. It couldn't even get there. It came right back down. The volume was lousy. But then you can see here, coming into the close, the volume came back in, and then I was in 3 positions: GameStop, Tesla, and Plug here before the close. So I held these 3 positions. eBet was the one I cut in the morning, and then the other 3 of the 4 stocks I traded, I held pretty much all day. And one of them I'm still holding now. 2 of them I held into aftermarket. Plug was the one that I held all day and didn't hold into aftermarket. And, look at what it did in aftermarket. It popped to 26.20, 600 shares there. If I had held, my cost basis again was 59. So if I had held just a few minutes into aftermarket with pop through 26, I could have been up on this position, $150 instead of being down 300. So there were many things today that had to happen for me to not finish the day green. And despite the fact that I kind of bag held this position from the start, the stock's down 7%. Really tough to find a long trade in this stock today. But again, despite all of that, I really could have been green today. GME, once again, I was up 500 on this position. And right now I'm still holding it, but again, that's just because of the 420 catalyst and possibilities there. But I will probably cut this position, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it back up toward my break even by the end of aftermarket. This is definitely a mover. So how did I set up the gap up watch list? That's just programmed into the thinkorswim. These are just presets, so you can find these if you have thinkorswim. Anyway, so let's talk about Tesla too. So anyway, yeah, huge bummer on plug, which ripped into after hours. I would have been green on that trade. Well, guys, another huge bummer right here. Okay, so Tesla I got in as I noticed that it was really strong compared to the market when I first got in it. And I was like getting in it here on this pullback, really thinking it would continue. The target was 725 here, which is the initial morning high. Immediately we didn't get there, bounced around, I was down on the position. It came up here to 718. On those 50 shares, I was up $250. I had profit takes in front of 720. I was going to take profit. It just didn't get there, came off from that high. I didn't get anything out. Consolidating again up on the position, about $150 right here, but then once again coming down, and I added to the position just a little bit here. Came down again. Down here, I was down on the position about $300. So at my worst point on the day, I was down actually $1,100 on the day. And when you're in multiple positions at once and you have pretty considerable positions in 3 different stocks, and they're all kind of not moving in your favor, they're moving sideways or moving down, which was the case for all the stocks I was in. Tesla, Plug, GME, all of them for the vast majority of the day were moving sideways to down relative to where I got into the position. And yet, in each stock, I had an opportunity to end green, which only one of them I did. But, I cut myself some slack. GME, yeah, okay, this was a mistake. I was up 500 on this. I was really, really liking it. I really was like, I'm gonna hold this thing. We got the 420 catalyst coming up. We got, it's that morning period, 10:30. It's reversing. It's squeezing. It's, I was like, 200 is in the cards, and if I hold these 75 shares, I'm not taking my first profit until at least 180. Okay, well that was stupid. That didn't work out. And again, I'm still, holding that position right now, but we can talk about that again in a sec. So back to Tesla though. This one I did end green, but just so unfortunate. As it came down here, I was down 300 or so or more on the trade. Here, it finally started to get a little bit of volume and moving up there, but the market, oh my God, I'm like watching the NASDAQ like, when are we going to get going? It's so frustrating. Like, I don't know. The NASDAQ was down today. The ES was down today. Everything was down today. But, toward the close, you could tell it's like it's trying. And again, Tesla being relatively strong, I know that if the NASDAQ can just get going, Tesla will be strong. So, I was holding this position all through here thinking, I got to cut this eventually. But then just a few minutes before the close, we get that a nice rip from 710 to 715. And as it hits 715, I'm up nicely on the position. My cost basis was just above 712. So I took a third off really so the last minute before the close there, because I thought, and I was like, okay, I'm going to hold 2/3 of this into aftermarket, because it finally looks like it's trending higher. And if you can zoom out too, if you zoom out, I'm going to go to a 5-minute here. It looks like it's bouncing off VWAP. It looks like it's, crash, come up, bounce, and then it's now making a higher low, and now I want that higher high, and I may need to wait to after hours to get that higher high, which would be above 718, 719. I was looking for above that spot. But as the volume was really low in after hours, which is to be expected, and I messed up. I will admit I messed up. So I had 50 shares, and what I did was, you can see these are 2 separate cells, and these were orders that I just had sitting there. So these were not me joining the ask as it as it ripped up. I didn't even see this move happen. I think I went to the bathroom. Literally, I literally was looking at it right here. I was looking at it right here. I go to the bathroom. I come back and I see both my orders filled, and I'm like, oh man, clearly there's news on it or something. And there is news. I think it's this. Elon Musk says logs show autopilot not enabled and crash. So like, I just feel like it's plug 2.0, you know? Like, what the heck, man? I stop out in front of 25, and then 20 minutes later, it's, you know, ripping through 26, which would have put me green on the trade. And then this, I mean, so, you know, I would have been very well green on the day. So this is 50 shares at an average of 715.50. And again, these are orders I just had sitting here. One was in front of 715 and then another in front of 716. So just $1 higher. But when this news came out, I mean, we ripped to 728. Oh man. So with a 715.5 average, 728 leaves $13 on the table. So $13, you know, with 50 shares is $650. And again, that's totally hypothetical, as in that's totally hypothetical, as in I hold all of the shares, you know, all 50 shares, and then sell them all here at the top. But you know, it's just frustrating, man. Like, I had these orders. I didn't think that we were gonna get news on this, you know. But I guess I should be thankful that at least, you know, at least I got filled and it didn't, you know, go down. There could have been bad news on it, and it comes down to, you know, $700 or something like that. So, you know, I guess I should consider myself lucky, but, you know, considering I was down 1,100 at one point during the day, and I'm finishing, you know, down 500 right now, you know, it's not so bad. But it's just a little frustrating considering that besides eBet, where that was the one where I stopped out because I knew it was just dead. It didn't work. That one was either it pumps off the open or it doesn't. But then these other three, all of them, I was up on at one point, or would have been up. Plug is the exception. Plug, I just needed to wait until after hours apparently. But again, who is supposed to expect something like this? You know, you just can't expect that. So I don't even know what the news on it is or anything like that. I really don't care. I don't want to know. But anyway, that's kind of why I don't feel so bad today. I had opportunities, and it sucks that I wasn't green today. But considering that I held all day 3 stocks that like moved sideways to down, and I didn't, you know, take a bigger hit today, I feel confident that if I just find better stocks to trade, or the market moves and, you know, better in the next coming days, I feel confident that I can, you know, I think, you know, being in these trades, 3 trades at once, and then kind of just monitoring them all and having decent size, it definitely allows more gain. So I'm experimenting a little bit with being in more stocks at once, which I'm liking so far, even though most days I've tried it, I've actually been, you know, red. So the last 2 days I've lost just under $1,000, but the day before that I was up 855. So, you know, it's chopping around, but you know, today is just one day, so I'll be back tomorrow, and I'm excited to trade tomorrow. Let me read some of these comments. So, tough managing multiple trades at the same time. I was trading AMBO today so I saw AMBO this morning. I woke up early this morning to look for small caps, but the small cap market is cold right now, dude. There's nothing happening, and I would want to trade them, but good buy point 167. Yeah, I did have a good buy point. I just didn't sell. That was the mistake. I really was thinking, you know, I was really thinking higher on this. I thought 180, 190, 200 even. Honestly, I liked it, but did not work out there and crashed all the way back down, and I, you know, bit the dust. So I managed to end the day up 1,500 from Tesla puts after I got chopped up Friday. I know you feel was down 1,400 Friday, ended only down 500. and thought I was down. I felt good with how I traded. Yeah. That's basically how I feel right now. Really, my big issues today were, not taking profits when I had them, and not trading the right stocks. Plug Power was, just a terrible stock today to pick for a long position. Here, it looked good for a long, I thought, and that's why I took the position. I actually liked it. But when I, was watching other stocks and was, again, in multiple stocks at once, and when I flipped back, I forgot I was even in this position. I was like, oh my god, what's Plug doing? I totally forgot I was even in the position on this, and I saw it was down, and I was like, instead of cutting this position, I'm going to look for a spot to average down, like, big time, and we got a whole day left ahead of us, and we'll see what happens. So that's what I did. And, in hindsight, I should have just broken even on the entire position right here. Could have gotten out completely unscathed. And that's what I should have done. The volume on it was lousy, so that should have been my hint there. And the market was choppy. So I had the chance. I just didn't do it. Stopped out down here at the low before it ripped through $26, which would have put me green on the trade. And that, combined with taking profit on GME when I had it, combined with better exits on Tesla here. I mean, I could have been up, several hundred today. Despite the fact that I chose terrible stocks to trade. You can play the what if game. You can always play the what if game. It never ends. So, but anyway, I've been watching Dogecoin too, which is having a bit of a run, and this isn't a crypto channel or anything like that. In fact, I actively do not like crypto. I will admit it. I don't like crypto, but you know what? I will admit as well, I'm holding $1,000. I bought $1,000 worth of Dogecoin on Friday or Saturday, and my average is around 27 cents. Now it's at 39, so I'm up like $400, on my Dogecoin position. And as a day trader and someone that's been watching stocks for 3+ years, and as someone that, I mined when I was in middle school. I mined Dogecoin on my school laptop. I mined it. I had no hashing power basically at all. I used to run my mom's computer and then I'd go to school and it would just run and mine Dogecoin all day. So I'm quite familiar with Dogecoin. I had quite a bit back then in an account on a website called Cryptsy, which no longer exists. I think it was hacked or something. There was like a class action lawsuit. Anyway, so I'm familiar with Dogecoin. I'm really not a fan of crypto. I don't believe in crypto, which, I feel like it's pretty rare to find people that just don't believe in crypto that are my age. I think most people are big crypto believers and hodlers that are, my age. There may be some older people that are not, believers in crypto, but I just don't, because it's not backed by anything and speculation is the only thing that drives its price. That's really the main reason that I just can't really get on board with it. But here's what I'll say is, as a day trader and somebody that does technical analysis every single day and watches price action, what I've noticed is that crypto, respects technicals differently than stocks, but it nonetheless does seem to be respecting technicals. And right now, as I'm looking at it, this is a 15-minute chart, it looks like it's setting up, and it looks good. And if you zoom out, on the 1 hour, it looks bullish to me. So again, I'm holding like 3,500 Dogecoin right now, which is not a ton, but we'll see where it ends up. And tomorrow with the 420 catalyst, I feel like I'd be an idiot to sell now, but it may be one of those things: buy the rumor, sell the news. And I anticipate that very well could happen tomorrow, where we get a big sell-off in Doge and in GameStop, and who knows, man. I've been working on manual trailing stops to protect profits. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of trailing stops. Because you're gonna get chopped out, you're gonna get stopped out, and you're gonna get the worst exits. The problem with trailing stops is they never allow you to get the best exits, and it's definitely a debate. Do you want to sell on the way up or sell on the way down? And it's true that with a stock like GameStop or something like that, there may be a good argument to sell on the way down, in which case trailing stops would be effective, possibly. But the problem is that GameStop has it, you need to give it so much room. It can pull back $10 and then make a new high. So with trailing stops, it's just very difficult. But I will admit that selling on the way down seems like a good idea because you don't want to miss the move, right? As if it's still going up, right? The only way you would, if you want to catch the move to $500 a share, you're not going to do it if you sell on the top of a green candle, because what's going to happen next? Another green candle is going to come after that. That's even bigger than the last one, and you're going to be like, oh man, I left so much profit on the table. So the only way to get most of that profit is wait, for the first, that first sign of weakness when it comes down. I got in Doge at 5 cents as a joke, and it ripped. I did not expect that to happen because it was trading sideways for so long. Yeah, I mean, Dogecoin, I guess it's been setting up for a while. But yeah, I mean, it was at 5 cents back here, and yeah, I mean, good for you, man. But just be sure to sell, because really long term, I just think these are gonna fail. I really do. I don't think crypto is the future. In fact, I think in 20, 30 years, you can imagine today. Think forward 20, 30 years, and I think we'll remember. It'll be like in the textbooks, like the crypto crash. And I really think one day it'll just take one catalyst. I don't know what it's going to be or anything like that. Or it may be we get a dollar crisis or some other there'll be a big thing. And I really think just one day, as it breaks over 40 cents right now, or looks like it's going to, I really think it's going to take one darn catalyst, and overnight, crypto will be dead. Overnight, there won't be time to get out. Like, you understand? It will be like flash crash 0. That's my prediction. I think the sell-off will be extremely quick. It'll be an unequivocal, undeniable catalyst that everyone's flooding out, and before you know it, it'll all be gone. So I would not put anything in there that you're not comfortable losing. I'm not a fan of crypto, but the reason that I'm holding Dogecoin right now is because I think it's a good trade for the time being. It looks bullish. If there's gonna be a bubble, you can take advantage of the bubble, right? Be a buyer when the bubble's inflating. You just don't want to be in it when it pops, right? So that's my stance on it. Am I using some other platform? No. This is Kraken, which you can trade on Kraken, cryptocurrency, but oops. Let's go back there. But no, I'm just using this to just watch Dogecoin. I just wanted charts for Doge. That's it. So anyway, today was, that's it for the recap. I'm down about 500 today, which, I can make that back tomorrow, if I have a good day. So it's not really the end of the world, but I guess I'll just cut this GME position. I don't think it's smart to hold this overnight, if I'm being honest, because this is a red candle, and even if it were a bullish candle, that would make it more enticing, I'll admit, but I can't. There's too much risk. I could hold like 25 shares, but then what's the point? 167 average, say it opens at 200 tomorrow. That would be, you know, let's pull up the calculator. So that'd be 25 shares times, like, let's say you get like a $35 move on it. So, you know, like $900. It's pretty good. But then there's the scenario in which it drops to, you know, 150 tomorrow. So, you know, I just don't know that the risk reward is fully worth it. So it's like a 2-to-1, but that's if it drops to 150. It could be worse. But I have to say, right now, it looks, overall, it looks bullish. I'm just not sure about it because the volume is low, and really, I want to see it. I want to see it get back to my break-even price. If it gets back to my break-even price, it looks more bullish. And I'm not just saying that because it's my break-even price. I'm saying that because it's this kind of period of consolidation here, some of the lows put in here. It just would look better if it got up, you know, to, you know, 168, you know. So, I don't know. AMC had a better day today. Up 3.5%. So, well, actually, GME is still up today, 6%. So, never mind. Yeah, AMC is looking, you know, pretty good too, but it's just been so kind of weak. I don't know. It's like this is the spot where I want to predict that next leg higher, but until I see, like, you know, real volume come into this thing and shorts get squeezed, I mean, we just haven't seen a real nice day on this since you know, the 5th of April, really. This day, I remember there was a really nice push on this from $10 over $11. And it looks like it's setting up for like another one of those days, maybe a push to $11 tomorrow, you know? So, I don't know, I'm torn. Maybe I should hold 25 shares of GME overnight. What do you think? Trailing stop stopping you out at the top. Best way to trade those is to recycle shares. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really prefer to jump in and out that much, you know. I personally strictly scalp, refuse to swing in this market, too risky. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, we haven't really seen, though, like on GameStop, for instance, we just haven't seen very super aggressive gap downs on this in the last 2 weeks. So if you look at the last, you know, 2-3 weeks, since really all month, we haven't gotten really any gap downs on this that have been super severe. So, I don't know, but we did have a gap here from 180 to 158, so that's like a $20 drop. And you know, so again, $20 times 25. Oops. So I could do this in my head, but I'm so lazy and like tired. I've been on the computer all day. So a $500 loss, literally, with 25 shares. So that's not that bad. You know, I wouldn't want a $500 loss, but it's not that bad. And then there's the possibility that we gap up to, you know, 200, honestly. But I don't know. I just don't think the 420 catalyst is a big enough catalyst for that much of a gap up. I don't see it, honestly. Again, the last 2 weeks have been very mellow in terms of volume and everything. It's just been holding its price. And this could be a situation where, again, it's sell the news. Maybe we get that big gap down tomorrow. So yeah, I don't think it's smart to hold overnight. So I kind of agree. I wish you would get back to my break even, but oh well. Yeah, it is a gamble. I agree. It's a gamble. Totally a gamble. And yeah, I mean, maybe there's, I just don't, Yeah, I mean, looking at this, I just don't think there's enough of a clue here to really be certain about what it's gonna do. So, yeah, it's just not clear. There aren't really clear technicals on this. You definitely have a support at 120, 140. But, could this be a day where tomorrow, you could see like a big red candle, I mean, seriously, that could happen. So you got to be careful. Yeah, we're running on 35 minutes, so this kind of went from a recap to, I don't know, we're talking about all sorts of stuff now. Leaf, how's it going, man? We were just talking about crypto and Dogecoin. I'm holding, some Dogecoin as it's over 40 cents now. And, want to see it above that 0.436 and then here 4.347. That's that prior high. Anyway, we'll see on this, but it just looks like to me, as someone that is familiar with technical patterns and day trading, and this hourly chart looks great right now. It really looks great. And I'm not going to count out that goal. I mean, just in the time I've been talking, just over the last 1 minute, it's already up, 0.3 of a cent. So let's look at so look at that. Wow. Look at what it's doing now. Just in the last 2 minutes I've been talking, it's breaking now to 41 cents. So above 41 gets us above this high right here. So let's zoom out a little bit. But this is getting interesting now. So I gotta zoom out more. So again, we have that 47 cent spot here. But the goal on Reddit is what? A move over, or a move to 69 cents. Looks to be losing momentum on the 4-hour chart. Okay. I don't agree with that. I think it looks good. The RSI will continue to be an obstacle, but when we get squeezes like this and moves like this, there were many times where Bitcoin had an RSI well above where Dogecoin's at right now. So I wouldn't trust RSI as an indicator on this move. I wouldn't trust a lot of those indicators. I think really just prices, levels, that's all you can count on right now, because relative strength is going to tell you that, yeah, this is really strong. That's of course it is. And yeah, eventually you'll see a big pullback on it. But right now, it really looks like it's targeting, I think you wouldn't want to see, you really wouldn't want to see below 30 cents, I think, before we see 50 cents. Right now, I think we want to see 50 cents before we see 30 cents. Oh, I was talking about GME on the 4-hour. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me take a look. Actually, hold on. Let me go back to the 1 minute. Look at what it's doing right now. Just when I flip back to this chart, it was breaking over 40 cents. Now it's at almost 42 cents. Crazy. Okay, let's take a look. 4-hour chart. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It looks kind of the same to me, There's not really a whole lot to see here. So you'll notice I do have RSI and MACD here, but guys, with a stock like GameStop, it's really just going to come down to if there's a catalyst or news on this thing. it's gonna move it. So I don't really care what these what RSI and MACD say, but I think it actually looks pretty good for a move up to 220. To be honest, I wouldn't count out a move up to 220. I don't know. I think I disagree. I think it actually looks pretty good on this time frame. I mean, it's just hard to see, but I don't know. I'm just messing around. It's definitely coming to some sort of, it's definitely got some sort of triangle pattern that's been forming. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly, but I would expect, I would expect a big move on this. Definitely. And maybe tomorrow, honestly. Maybe tomorrow. That would be exciting. I just don't know if I can bring myself to hold it overnight. But it looks like it wants to break out. That's what I see. And the target would be 220, I think. Honestly. 200 and then 220. It looks good. Honestly, I think it looks good. But that's not financial advice, and I'm holding 75 shares. Tough to say, triangle forming. Yeah, I don't know. It is tough, but there's definitely a consolidation happening here, and it looks like it's flagging. I mean, it looks like a flag. Look at what I've just painted here. Wait, do I have let me see if I have this. Oh no. Okay, so never mind. I thought I had a pen tool or something, but maybe I can just draw it like this. You can see there's a flag. It looks like a flag, right? So that's why they call it a bull flag. It looks like a bull flag. It's rough around the edges, but it's there nonetheless. No, you should never. No, you should never just go off of RSI. No. RSI. So I mean, I've said it many times before. RSI is like one of the least useful indicators for day trading. I mean, you can see I don't. Oh, oops! I screwed up. Okay, so. Whatever. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on. Let's take a look back at Dogecoin. Wait, you said don't. Oh yeah. You can see here I don't have RSI or MACD. Like, this is my day trading setup. I never use them. Those are so not useful. So don't use them. Don't use RSI or MACD. They're literal scams. So for day trading, and I'm being a little bit, they have their uses. I just don't think they're useful in day trading. But when you look at longer time frames, they are useful. That's kind of why I have it here. But right now I'm on the 1 minute. But let's see if this breaks over 42 cents, because man, a strong push on this in the last 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Pretty crazy. If you guys are interested, again, this isn't a crypto channel or anything like that. This is a day trading channel. But, I could be convinced to do, Dogecoin watch stream. But there's a bunch of those right now on YouTube, just people watching Dogecoin, talking about it. There's so much going on there. But guys, look at that. It's starting that next leg higher. That's what it looks like, right? It looks like it's starting that next leg higher. And I bought in. Guys, I hate crypto. I just went over that. I don't like crypto as a long-term investment. But as a trade, I have to admit that it looks good. So my entry spot on this was right in here, right here on this candle, at the top of this candle right here. I got in at 27.3 is my entry. So I could have gotten a bit better entry. It flushed immediately after I bought it. But since then, that's an awesome entry price in front of this kind of washout here. That's kind of what I was looking at. And it's been curling up ever since. And it's generating right now what looks like, it looks to me, I mean, you guys see this. What does this look like, guys? The 1 hour shows it even clearer, but we'll go back to the 15-minute. But guys, come on, what does this look like? What does this look like? I'll wait. No, I won't. I'll give away the answer. You only use moving averages and VWAP. Yeah, that's what I use too. That's what I use too. That's the right way to trade, baby. Real simple. Keep it real simple. Price levels, moving averages, VWAP. That's it. That's all you need. There you go. There you go. Socks on Fifth Avenue. Good job, man. I mean, you know, you're a trader. You get it. This is a cup and handle, guys. Look at that. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. It looks amazing. It looks super bullish, and I think by tomorrow morning over 50 cents. And I'm saying that now because before I wasn't so sure. It really needed to confirm this handle, and now it's breaking out of the handle. This is the first 15-minute candle to break out of the handle, and I think that this bullish move is going to be locked in above 44 cents. So that's still over 2 cents away. So definitely want to see that come through, but right now, man, this thing looks awesome. It looks really awesome. Super bullish. So we'll see if it can get to 50 cents. And I'll double my money at 52 cents. So that's only 10 cents away now. Only 10 cents. That's what, a 40% move or something. So anyway, this thing looks awesome. All right, so I'm gonna end this recap. Been 45 minutes, so it's been going. But guys, if you haven't already, please come on, hit a like on the video. I know this isn't a crypto channel, so wow, over 165 here on GameStop. So again, can it get to 167? It looks like it's curling, so I may hold this position for another couple hours. Well, I only have another hour and a half, so I gotta be. Maybe I'll set a timer or something to remind myself not to hold this position past 8 o'clock, because if I do, that means I'm holding through to tomorrow, and that could be a big mistake. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. Come on, hit the like button. This has been 47 minutes of some solid information and pretty good recap here. Although down 500 on the day. Oh well. So I will be back. Look at that, down 494. Let's go. So I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be trading tomorrow. I think I might wake up early again tomorrow. It's 4:20. We got to be up and active, and I just have that feeling that momentum might be coming back into the market, even though we didn't really see signs of that today. You never know when it'll pick back up again. Could be tomorrow. So yeah, guys, look out for my recap tomorrow, 5:40 p.m. Eastern time. I will be streaming again, so I expect to see you here. If I don't see you here, then you better be here, because it's good luck for the next trading day. So all right, that's it for me, and I will see you guys for the recap tomorrow. All right, bye bye.